welcome to the Migrant Tribe. Stories from our journey
Hello.
down under. Okay, so as always, the tribe is together with me together in this episode. I'd like to call in Jasmine,
Hi.
and there's also an Erwin with us.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, Migrant Tribe stories from our journey down under, episode 14. So um, what we're going to discuss today is about I know even if you can be the most productive person, hardworking, but there's one point in your time that you didn't want to do something, so you ended up procrastinating. It kind of cost you something. So our topic for today is exactly that. Each of us will be sharing our experience, and the topic is the cost of procrastination. Okay, so let me start off with my take on this. So this happened a couple of years back. What happened was, um, at first, I started feeling some pain in my stomach, and but it go away, so I'd kind of ignore it, and then it kept coming back, getting to be more frequent. Kept ignoring it until, and then suddenly it became more frequent, and then it was recommended that maybe you should see a doctor. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. I'll see a doctor. But, you know, knowing me, I kept postponing it. I kept coming up with excuses, not seeing the doctor, saying, I'm too busy. And then one day, um,
Mhm.
I was in the shopping center after downing 2 pieces of sushi. Suddenly, my stomach's again started hurting so bad. At first, I tried to walk it off. Nothing worked. So I was in and out the toilet. Still nothing would work. Eventually, we had to go home. As soon as we got home, my situation got worse. I couldn't bear the pain, so I ended up calling the ambulance, and the
Oh.
ambulance did pick me up. Eventually, they brought me to the hospital, but because my case wasn't like really emergency, I
Mhm.
had to take I had to wait for like 4 hours before a doctor can actually
Yep.
look at my case. And this was the worst 4 hours of my life, in
Yeah.
excruciating pain. I was really in pain. I couldn't bear it, so it was really the worst time of my life. And eventually, when they did uh, were able to look at me, they figured that I had gallstones, and I needed an
Oh, yeah.
operation. So long story
Yep.
short, I had to spend 2 weeks in the hospital, have an operation. And looking back now, maybe I could have avoided spending so much time in the hospital, or maybe less pain on my part if I probably had actually seen the doctor, and maybe I would have had that operation on a scheduled basis. So because I kept procrastinating in seeing the doctor, so that's what happened to me.
Mhm.
Okay,
Wow.
so next, who would like? Yes, I think
Hi.
Erwin.
So
What can you say
it
about the cost
actually
of process?
costs. It is in your case. It costs your health.
Yes, and so much pain.
Yes. Yes. Sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So mine is it will cost you your dream. Shattered
Oh.
dreams.
Oh,
So,
okay,
no joke.
that's
No,
that.
so for
That
me it's
seems
a quite
pretty deep.
it's
That's why you're in
no,
ET world there.
no, for me it's
Overseas,
actually two
over.
things. It can be time. It can cost you time and it can cost you money. All right. So I have two scenarios here.
Mhm.
It's more of like,
Mm.
what if I didn't do it? So if I can go back, if I had to do it, this will cost me. Okay. So the first one is going to Australia.
Yep.
Okay. If I procrastinate, all right, if I do it now, I am 44 years old right now. If I do it now, versus when I did it like 13 years ago. That is cost me a lot of time. Like it's more than a decade, and it's hard for you to start in Australia. And I'll be frank with it, with my age, almost in the mid 40s, rather than starting it like in the early 30s, right? So again, your strength, your energy is different when you're 30s compared to when
Yes.
you're 40s, right?
Yep.
So I what I did before, I think when I saw the opportunity, I immediately jumped into it, and it saved me time. So that's the first part. The
Good.
second
Good.
part is starting a business, right? So when I felt that I want to start my own, go my own direction, I immediately jump on it. Though fairly, I started, not really young. I started like in the mid 30s or close to 40s, but that's 8 years ago. So again, if I didn't do it, like if I do it now, just now, imagine, the delays it would take, say if your business would thrive on the next 5 years. So I have to
Hmm.
wait for 5 years more. So in this time, I think I saved money. I saved money because I started pretty early. So I think that is
Mm.
that's in the money element.
Yep.
But again, for me, it's time and money is almost the same. Like it's always like it's linked together.
Yep.
And when I set up my business in the Philippines, again, I was able to spend time with my dad, right? So as you know, our parents are not getting any younger, and even if no amount of money can buy you back time, right? So that's what I thought. Like in Australia, you'll be okay. You'll be for Australia is it's a very good country to live in, like raise your family. But you know I can always go back. I can always go back to
Exactly.
Australia, but the time
Exactly.
with your family, especially if you're a migrant, of course, your family is in your country, in your mother country. So I think that I save time again. So it for me, it's time and money is always linked together.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's my 2 cents. So that's time and money that can cost you if you procrastinate.
Well said. Well said. Well said, Erwin.
Yeah.
And some will even argue time is actually more more precious than money.
Mm.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
true.
Yes. Yes. So had you kind of wavered back then, maybe not, maybe no, then we wouldn't have known. So and
Mm.
yeah, good, good.
And it's hard, huh? I mean, if you're in
It
Australia,
is.
it's really hard to go back in the Philippines
It
or
is.
in your
It
mother
is.
country because
It is.
Australia is such a very beautiful country. You
It
don't really
is.
want to go
It
back.
is.
If I have all my families in Australia, I wouldn't even think twice. No, I'll
It
just
is.
stay in Australia. It's just that it's the family.
Hey, but in the same manner, there's nothing stopping you from coming back to Australia. So same
Oh yeah,
thing,
definitely,
definitely.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
there's
Yep.
always that's always open for you. And probably if you didn't do what you did last year, that option wouldn't be open. Think about that. Think about that
Mm.
Again, opportunity. Yep. It
opportunity.
can cost you opportunity too. Yes,
Okay, okay. Thanks, Erwin.
True.
And
Wow.
now let's go to last but not the least, Jasmine.
of course.
Yes. Wow. Thanks for the input. And I totally agree with both of your inputs, like the health, time, and money. When I was thinking about the topic, I thought of it in in my perspective, I guess, of things, and I said I had a different take on it. So there's really cost to the word itself, procrastination. It's a negative word, and
Mm-hmm.
it's something that is discouraged, and you have to learn to unlearn
Yep,
if you are in that habit.
yep.
Um, and I guess my take on that is, um, as high performing individual, if you want, um, you want to understand and analyze why you are procrastinating, because you have a reasons why, and there's
Yep.
a deeper meaning to that. and it's worth taking a step back, a time off,
Mm-hmm.
to understand why you are in that habit or cycle of procrastination, whether that's little things to big
The
things.
big things, exactly.
Because,
Yep.
yeah, you may be suffering from depression. You may be in denial of things. You may be unhappy of things that you are. And there are people you need to say these things, even if it will hit them. But you have to keep telling people that
Mhm.
you have to make them realize why you are procrastinating. And it's a process, and it's an uneasy communication,
Yep.
so that's why it is a good topic. It is sensitive, and it is really a life changing discussion, I guess. And if you have someone in your inner circle
Mm-hmm.
who is in that habit or is suffering from that, because that is a pathway towards something deeper. So it's a good time.
Ah, okay.
It's an opportunity to analyze and understand deeper why a person is doing it. A person, whether that's again small things, fixing your
Mm-hmm.
bed, going to work, because there is
On
a
time.
reason
Yep.
why you are, yeah, why you are doing it. So I say, because it is not some you do it once a lifetime, yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
But if it's a habit of things, and if it's something that's affecting your inner circle,
Yep.
family, and business, I guess there is a deeper impact to it. There is a deeper meaning to it. So I highly recommend, a self inventory, an audit of yourself, of where you are
Yeah.
and
Yes.
why, your why. So
Yes.
take it from me, because I have procrastinated and it is unexplainable, and I have shared with you guys.
Yep. Yep.
I have been in a stage where if I think now, I'm like, why did I do it? Oh yeah, because I wasn't in that state. That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
And now
Right.
I can realize. So and I told you, I was so happy. I unlearned more than learned a lot of things to pivot.
Well
So
said.
that's my take on that. So I took it really seriously. I took it meaningfully, okay, because I want to make an impact to those people who are in that habit. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. So, are you in the impression that anything that you procrastinate, you can overcome, or
Yes, yes,
anything you
yeah.
or
It is not easy, but
mm-hmm.
I think yes. But and you need a support system to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And self-awareness is something. And some people, and funny enough, some people are in denial that it
Yes.
is them, it is their habit, and it is becoming. And that's a trigger. And if it's a becoming, if your habit becomes your destiny, and you don't want that.
Yes. Yes.
So, but others you have to understand, especially if it's your inner circle, like
Mm-hmm.
kids and partner,
Mm-hmm.
there may be suffering with, mental health,
Yep.
depression. They're unhappy with some certain areas in their life. So that's why that that is needed. Support is needed.
Oh, it's a very deep. This is a very deep episode that we were having that we had today, and but that's how we are.
Yes.
And I think we just get as we continue doing this, we start. I don't know if this happens to you. You're discovering more about yourself. Normally, these things
Mm.
that these were things that are hidden behind somewhere in our brain, but we don't think about it. But because we have to discuss it, suddenly it suddenly I suddenly remember that, oh, it was a horrible experience, and hopefully
I,
we're all at the stage now we can learn from it. Yes, Erwin, you have something to say?
I like the word that Pin mentioned, the self check, or no, so self audit. That's very important, especially if you're in business, or you're living a very busy life.
Yep.
You really have to really check on yourself, or maybe another word is self care as well.
Yep.
It's really important. So sometimes we're doing 100 miles an hour, and we forget about ourselves.
Yep.
We're mostly thinking of others, and we ended up forgetting ourselves, our health, our mental, yeah, even our mental health. So we always forget that. We always tend to. Mental health is not. No, there's no such thing as
True.
mental fatigue or what, but it is real. It is real. So that is a very good word, and I want to remind myself every now and then to self check.
Erwin? Yes, you have
That's
to stop.
true.
Yes, okay. Okay, so again, this was another great conversation that we have. Even just the three of us. So if nothing else, I guess we'll just leave it at that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people were able to pick up a thing or two
Yep.
from our conversation. So again, so join us again next week. Please like and
Yeah.
subscribe to our channel. And yeah, and goodbye to all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.